Hey, it's Kimberlee and welcome back to my channel. I make videos on all things lifestyle on a budget. And it's time to wash my dirty brushes. And if you didn't see, I recently got a sink cover that is made of silicone and has grooves so that if you want to wash your brushes, in theory you can. So why not test that out? So here's the sink cover right here. If you want to watch the original video where I'm testing this out on my sink and how much it can hold, definitely go check that out and then come back here. But as I was saying, there's grooves here that are supposed to be good for washing the brushes, and I'm going to test that out. I'll give you an up close so that you can see what it looks like. I have high hopes. I also want to mention that it's a little wet right now because I had makeup on here and I just washed it off. I just rinsed it with water and a little bit of soap and it did come right off. I'm happy about that. I don't foresee it being stained by my foundation, but I do know that I'll probably have to use a little bit of elbow grease to get that off, which is fine. What I've previously been doing is using this silicone bowl that I got on Amazon. I did a whole video on using this bowl right here versus using an electric makeup brush cleaner, and this one was far better, and it's just me manually doing it. So it's of the same material, so I feel like it's going to be the same experience, though this one does have smaller grooves here. But I can say is that there is a little bit of staining that goes on, so it's something where you would need to soak it, which is what I need to do ASAP. But I'm probably going to soak this in soap and water, but that'll be my backup in case this doesn't go as well as I thought it would. I do have a makeup brush cleaner. I do know that I need another one. I need to go back to that Eco Tools one because I was using that for years and that was perfection. This other one does an okay job, but on hand I'll have some regular like dish soap if needed. Hop into my small bathroom and let's get cleaning, and hopefully these brushes will come out brand spanking new after. All right, so we are back at the scene of the crime. I'm gonna lay this out. Here is the section I was talking about where you can wash your brushes. There's space so that you can also wash your hands or wash the brushes after. Now I actually see how this is even more convenient to have a space where you can rinse the brushes as well and they can lay on the sides. So I would just have them like out like this. This is the makeup brush cleaner that I have that is really not worth mentioning. I think I got it on iHerb. I'm gonna rinse this out. I mean, the grooves are super helpful. And it's kind of good that it does dip down so the water is running into the sink. Once the soap starts to look like it's running clear, so there's no more color in it from my foundation, that's how I feel like I know the brush is clean. So this is finally looking clean. And then this is nice that I could just run the water up here, and because there's holes in between, it's all just sliding out. I guess my brush is clean, which is great. This time I want to try a smaller brush just to see what that does. I like this better than the bowl right now because I get more space to basically like scrub the brush. There's far more, like I could go over here if I wanted, but there's just far more space that I can use to clean the brush. That one was actually so much faster, I think, because it was a smaller brush. Now, obviously, the bigger the brush, the more this is most likely going to move, so I'm just holding it down. Oh, that's kind of better, actually. Putting the soap directly on the grooves, I feel like actually helps distribute the soap better. Okay, well, first of all, props to that sink cover thing because now it just made my life even more easier. Having more space to actually brush the brushes was perfection. I actually found that the bigger grooves were helpful for all sizes of brushes. Even with the small brushes, it still did the dang thing. That thing was awesome. That is like a multi-use, it's perfect, and it's just really easy to clean after. As you saw, I just rinsed it off. And I could fit the whole thing in my sink. Obviously, other people's sinks might be a different size, whatever, but I was able to rinse the whole thing in my sink, and then now it's just hanging up and drying, and that I couldn't ask for anything more. Honestly, like washing your makeup brushes, I don't know, it's just so taxing and annoying, but I felt like this one actually did go a bit faster. The first one like took forever for me for whatever reason, because I was just trying to figure out what's the best way of getting the solution to like suds up. And I will take back what I said about this one, because once I started to just put the product right on the sink cover and then try to clean it, I felt like it did much better than when I was just putting it in the brushes. Also too, the denser the brushes, the harder it's gonna get to get this product all the way in and clean it out. So that was my own thing. That was me just adjusting to it, but she can stick around a little bit longer because it did end up sudding. It did end up getting suds, and I felt like all the brushes did get pretty clean. And those brushes are also very old, so I'm impressed that they are still lasting. EcoTools and Real Techniques are kind of the ones I usually use, and they are really good. I think I've got a Fenty brush somewhere around here when I was using like the bronzer and all of that, but those are suggestions for you if you're curious for an affordable option. But I want y'all to let me know what I should be looking towards for makeup brushes. That was great, super easy. I can just roll out the mat and just use that going forward. And while you could travel with that mat, it's actually easy to fold up. I probably would still end up using this one. Sometimes I honestly just surprise myself with the products that I pick because they end up far exceeding my expectations. And so this one just got like another life up. If you didn't see the other original video, I put a ton of stuff on there to kind of just hold it and see if it would sink into the sink, and it definitely didn't do that. What was good about the center being a little bit more flexible, like I had mentioned in the video, is that the water was running down into the sink. And then also the great thing was that when I took the mat cover off, like none of the foundation was just sitting in the sink, it had rinsed away. So those holes and the drainage and all that is great on the product as well. So overall, I really feel like this is a win-win. Once again, it's great for holding all of my products when I'm doing my makeup in the bathroom, but it's also really great for washing your brushes. Everything that it claims is exactly what it is, and I like that it was pretty affordable. There's multiple sizes, and the fact that I can easily roll it up and store it away, or I can hang it until the next time that I'm using it. Not only did I finally wash my brushes, but I actually used the product that I already have. Let's have a conversation down below. What are you currently using to wash your makeup brushes? I loved all the suggestions in my previous video about makeup cleaner solution that you swear by, whether it's using an oil and like a Dawn dish soap, or using just dish soap by itself, or using a product that is specifically for makeup brush cleaner. That was really helpful, and I'm sure other people are going to look to that as well. Let me know, have you gotten the sink mat cover? Do you like it? Are you adjusting to it? This is actually something that goes into the vault of like Kimberlee stamped and approved. It's a great product, and I like that it can be multi-use. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you have any other gadgets that you're kind of curious about, comment them down below and I will check them out, and I will see you in the next one.